Here live at the VIP lounge at TCL Chinese Theaters for the 19th annual Oscar qualifying HollyShorts Film Festival. Got through it.
You got it. No, you got there. You got there.
And once again, I'm back with Jack. This is so much fun.
Howdy. Good to be here.
Howdy.
Always happy to step in front of the camera.
Jack, tell us who we got here.
Well, we have the very talented Sadé.
Sadé.
Oh,
yeah, it's okay.
So close. Sadé
Okay.
Diana Sellers, the director of Picture.
Yes.
And so can you tell us the logline of your film?
Yeah, Picture is about a young girl named Brit who goes to an antique vintage store and purchases, well, she doesn't purchase, she's given a very unique Polaroid camera. And she notices after she takes a picture with the camera, something keeps getting closer to her in the photos.
Don't like it. I don't like that.
I, on the other hand, absolutely love it. That's my kind of thing. I love that. And so achieving those kind of effects and the perfect picture, as you put down, on a smaller time scale than a feature. Can you talk to us a little bit about the techniques you had to use as a director to make that happen?
Yeah, we only had 2 days to shoot because our actors were very busy. Danielle Gelati and Jalen Hall were already on other shows at the time.
Yeah, I recognize that name.
Yeah,
Jalen Hall?
Yeah, Jalen Hall from a movie. Yeah,
From a thing. He had a big
movie.
thing
From a movie.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Jalen Hall. Okay, sorry.
You know what it is. And because at the time, they're still minors. They were 15, so we only had 8 hours, 2 days.
Right.
So I think we only had one special effects shot. There's a hand disappearing, and that was simple. But everything else was lighting and camera movements. Like, how do we increase suspense with just our camera, or the light changing, or the lens changing, or a push-in? So we really, the cinematographer, Damari Butler, and I really sat down and blocked it very intensely to go, we don't have a lot of money, so we need to use kind of like our prowess to get where we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
How did you communicate with your talent to make sure that they were on the same page so that you could get things done quickly since you didn't have so much time? Did you do a lot of rehearsal, or was there a lot of discussion?
There's no time for rehearsal. Literally, Jalen flew in on a Sunday evening and was on set Monday morning. And I actually spoke to our casting director, Leah Daniels Butler. I was worried. I was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off. And she said, Charlie, these are professional actors. They've been acting since they were 5.
Right.
You're not going to have to worry about them showing up on set, knowing their lines. And I kid you not, they were so amazing. They were better than most adult actors I've worked with, just in terms of wanting to understand the scene, ask questions, showing up prepared. So the pressure was on us as a crew. Like, we've got to get the project lit and set up, because once they came in, it was like a couple of takes and we were done, and it was great.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
A couple of takes, and we
Yeah.
love to hear that. Yeah, I read on the sheet that you filled out something we do with everyone that we interview. We ask them to fill out a sheet to let us know if there was anything interesting to talk about. And you mentioned that you are a very collaborative filmmaker, and you like to be kind of hands-on with the gear and the methods. What sort of things did you enjoy this time around?
I mean, Damari is such a great cinematographer, and not to generalize, but sometimes DPs, they feel like they can be better directors, and they let that be known. I've worked with DPs that have made it very clear that I didn't know what I was doing, and they didn't want my opinion.
That's rude.
Yeah.
That's not good collaboration
No,
at
it's
all.
Not at all.
It's not. So if I wanted to try a shot, like whether it was on the slider or whether it was handheld, he gave me the camera and he just showed me how to do it. I never went to film school, so everything I've learned has been self-taught, and it's been by nice people like Damari or YouTube videos where they're patient with me to try. So what I was excited to do, I think there's a couple of inserts that we did pickup shots that I was holding the camera for, because I knew exactly how I wanted them to be shot. So I was like, just give me the camera and we'll do it. And he was like, great, go for it.
Yeah, I love that. I also want to emphasize, you don't have to go to film school.
You do not.
You can make great films that get into film festivals without going to film school.
You don't even have
Love
to
to hear that.
graduate regular school
I know, I
to
dropped
do
out of
what you want to do.
You know what?
So as did I.
Nobody go to school
No
at all.
go to
You
school
know, just find nice people who want to
Nice
tell
people.
us.
YouTube videos or TikTok.
But I love that you brought all that up, because one of the things that short films, especially a short film contest, or not contest, Well, festival is the word.
You got there.
Highlights is, a lot of bigger budget features have so much access to whatever they want, and the key phrase for me in a lot of shorts is they're made in spite of circumstances or something, budget, location, whatever it is, and the power of being able to still make something that is so incredible and work with someone who gives you that freedom as the director, not to try and control you as the DP, is really incredible and produces something that you can't buy with any size budget. And how was that as a director to work with that crew in such an intimate setting?
Oh, it was great. I mean, we shot half the film on location at Yes Baby Vintage in Burbank, but the rest of it and most of it was shot in my house. Okay. My house has been used in so many films of mine. It's a free location. So everyone on the crew, except for a couple of people I've worked with before, on other people's projects or on my own. So I already knew them, I already trusted them. And it was just, it was hard. It was really hard. There were 8-hour days when you're like, you have these kids, they have to go to school. They went to school. And it's stressful, but because we genuinely liked each other, we were so patient and kind with each other because we like each other, but we also love making movies. So that was the best kind of working relationship. And yeah, I mean, this film, I was watching our horror block and I was like, how did we get in this festival? All these films are so great. And they all had money. We paid out of pocket. Everything was paid from either our EPs or Damari himself or myself.
Wow.
So we didn't do any fundraising. We didn't do any Seed or Spark. We didn't do any of that stuff. We just had what we had and we made it work.
That's awesome.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
Special congratulations
very
for
special
doing that all on
congratulations.
your own. What is your personal philosophy, Sadé, on your order of operations once you call cut? Who are you talking to first?
I'm always going to check in with my actors and say, how did you feel? Because if you didn't feel, because I did used to act. That's how I started my career. And there have been times where I've done takes and I'm like, that wasn't it. And no one's checked on you because like, oh, check the gate, check the sound, great, done. So I was like, well, how did you feel? Because if it didn't feel good to you, it doesn't matter if I actually like it. If it doesn't feel good, let's do it again. Even if at the same time I'm going to pick my choice anyway.
Right.
So I checked with them first, but I always say there's no bad idea that can come. I mean, there's a good idea can come from anywhere. No bad idea. A good idea can come from anyone. So it doesn't matter if you're the producer, you're a PA. But we had PAs, volunteers. It doesn't matter. If they're like, I think you should push in a little more. Great. Thank you. Is that going to make it better? Absolutely. I will do that. I want people to speak up on the set, especially if they're behind the monitor and they see something I don't. Like, cool. Please tell me what I'm missing here.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a big thing to feel like you can just be like, hey, why don't you try this?
Yeah.
That's
there's
cool
a limit, right? Like,
well, right.
Get like 2 of those a day, and then I need you to step back. But it is a collaborative thing. So again, if the gaffer has a better idea, let's do it. Like, my idea is not the best idea all the time. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite shot?
I do.
Ooh, yeah.
There's a shot in the film. It's very early on in the film. It's a push in on the slider, and we push from Danielle and Jalen playing a video game to the counter of this creepy guy trying to get rid of this camera. And that shot was just completely not planned because we ran out of time. So I said, Damari, grab the camera, push in. There was 2 scenes. I said, we need to combine these 2 scenes. So we're going to get their scene and then push in and get that scene. And it turned out to be my favorite shot because it just came out of nowhere. It wasn't planned.
Amazing.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, Sadé, it's been absolutely wonderful to have you here and close out this wonderful day at HollyShorts. Your film already showed last night.
Yes. Midnight Madness.
Midnight Madness.
Yeah.
Here's the good news. If you missed it, it's still there. BitPix is the virtual accompaniment to HollyShorts at bitpixtv.com. You can go there and catch a picture. Please do it. If you're not doing it, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Get on it. Watch Picture. Watch all these fantastic movies.
Yeah. Thanks for being here with us, Sadé.
We appreciate you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It was a great day. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
This has been another episode of the Cinematography for Actors podcast. Follow us on wherever you listen to your podcast to keep up to date on new episode releases. We will be live through August 20th here at HollyShorts Film Fest. If you're here, drop in and say a little hello at the VIP lounge. We also want to thank our sponsors, Apogee, Film Tools, Roscoe, Lightstone Rentals, Canon, and First Mile Tech. As a special gift to you listeners, we've partnered with We Make Movies to get you a discount on comprehensive production insurance packages. Use code CFA23 on your intake form for 10% off your quote by visiting wemakemovies.org/insurance.
If you missed any of our live streams, you can watch all of our interviews on our YouTube channel, Cinematography for Actors. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at Cinematography for Actors. You can also catch us in a more formal setting on Monday, August 14th at Japan House for a panel discussion on the importance of bridging the gap between talent and crew. You can get 20% off of your ticket purchase by using the code HSFF2023CFA at checkout.
Thanks!